Before we dive into the story, tell me in the comments, what time are you watching this video right now? I'm curious who's here with me at this exact moment. Now, grab a cup of tea, maybe some cookies, and get comfortable, because this story is going to take you on an emotional roller coaster. I never thought I'd become one of those people with a nightmare cheating story. The kind you read on Reddit and think, that could never happen to me. But here I am, heart in pieces, trying to make sense of what feels like a twisted movie I can't wake up from. I was with my ex-girlfriend for 6 years. 6 long years. We'd gone through everything together: college, first jobs, cross-country road trips, even splitting rent on our tiny first apartment. She wasn't just my girlfriend. She was my person, the one I thought I'd marry, the one I pictured standing next to me at the end of every dream I ever had. In 2022, I had to move away for work, and that's when the long-distance chapter began. We promised each other we'd make it work, and we did, or at least I thought we did. We had a system. I visited her during breaks and summers, she flew out whenever she could, and we even shared custody of our cat, taking turns with flights to hand him off. It wasn't easy, but I believed we were fighting for something worth it. Last December, I got an amazing job offer, the kind you don't turn down, but it meant moving even farther away. She stayed behind to finish grad school. I remember crying on the floor of our old apartment the night I left, hugging her so tightly that my chest physically hurt. She kissed me and said, "We'll get through this, babe. This is just temporary." I believed her. She had to move out of her graduate housing around the same time, so she found a new apartment. We talked about it like it was our next step. Even though I was in another state, she'd send me videos of how she decorated her room, her little plants on the windowsill, the cat lounging on the bed. I felt like I was still part of her life. We FaceTimed almost every night. I'd fall asleep to her voice. I thought we were okay. Fast forward to a few weeks ago. I wanted to surprise her for her birthday. I offered to fly her out to visit me. I wanted to spoil her, take her to the mountains, show her my new city, but she kept refusing. "It's too far," she said. "I'm too busy with the lab. Let's just celebrate when you come here next." Something about her tone felt distant, so I insisted. I said I'd fly to her instead. That's when she hesitated and dropped the first bomb. "Actually, someone asked me out for my birthday." Someone asked her. My head spun. I didn't even know how to respond. I asked her point blank, "What are you talking about? You have a boyfriend." "Me. We've been together for 6 years." She brushed it off, said it was just a friend being nice, and that I shouldn't read too much into it. For some reason, I still went. I still flew to her city. I brought her birthday gifts, flowers, even her favorite chocolate cake from the bakery near my apartment. We had dinner together, but something was off. Felt like I was dining with a stranger. She didn't let me see her new apartment. She made excuses, said it was messy, that her roommates were weird about guests. I didn't push too hard, but a knot started forming in my stomach. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. When I got home, I couldn't stop replaying it in my head. The distance in her eyes, the way she avoided talking about her life lately, the fact that she wouldn't let me drop her off at her apartment. It all added up to something ugly, so I confronted her. I called her and asked, "Are you seeing someone else?" Silence. Then she admitted it, just like that, like she was confessing to borrowing my sweater without asking, not detonating the entire history of our relationship. She told me she had started looking for someone new as far back as December. That's when I had just moved away. She said she'd been talking to some guy online. By January, just weeks after we celebrated New Year's together over video call, she had already moved in with him. "Wait, what do you mean moved in?" I asked, my voice shaking. "We're roommates," she said. "It's a 2-bedroom. But then came the dagger. She admitted they weren't just roommates. They'd been sleeping together since January, and the whole time, she still video chatted me every 2 to 3 days, sometimes daily. She'd call me from her room, smiling, laughing, telling me about her day. She looked me in the eyes and said she loved me, while living with another man. I felt my entire body go numb. I remember just sitting there, phone in hand, completely frozen. I could hear her voice, calm and almost detached, as she tried to explain herself, but none of it made sense. It was like listening to someone I didn't even know anymore. She said she had given me hints for months, that I should have picked up on the signs. What signs? Was it when she sent me selfies with captions like, "Miss you, babe?" Or when she called me crying about how much she hated being alone? Were those the hints that I was supposed to decode? I felt like I was losing my mind. "Why didn't you just break up with me?" I asked, my voice shaking. There was silence on the other end. Finally, she said, "I didn't want to hurt you. I thought our relationship would just fade away, fade away." That's how she described the slow death of 6 years of love, trust, and shared dreams. Like it was some old t-shirt you leave in a closet until it falls apart. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw my phone across the room. But instead, I just sat there and listened to her tell me about the guy she moved in with. She said it so casually, like it was no big deal. Like this man hadn't been sleeping in the bed I thought we'd share again someday. The more she talked, the clearer it became. This wasn't some sudden mistake. This wasn't a moment of weakness. This was deliberate, calculated. She had planned her new life while still holding on to me, like I was some safety net in case things didn't work out. I thought back to May when I visited her. I remembered how she kept forgetting to invite me to her apartment, always suggesting we meet somewhere else. I remembered the way she hugged me goodbye at the airport, like she was already somewhere else, thinking about someone else. And then July, I had flown out again, spending hundreds on flights and gifts, just to see her smile for a weekend. I thought we were okay. I thought we were healing. But no, the truth is, she had already moved on months ago. What makes me sick is that she let me celebrate her birthday with her. She let me bring her gifts. She even let me buy her a brand new iPhone because she needed an upgrade. After confessing everything, she still had the nerve to say, "I didn't want to ruin your visit." Ruin my visit? The only thing she ruined was us. But here's the part that really broke me. The guy she's with, he has a girlfriend. Yeah. He's still with someone else. She's just waiting for him to break up with her. Like that somehow makes this whole thing less disgusting. When I asked her if he knew about me, she just laughed. "Oh, he knows about you. He thinks you're just my past. My past. After 6 years together, that's all I am now." A footnote in her story, something to hide. Couldn't sleep that night. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, every memory of our relationship running through my head like a cruel slideshow. Our first date, our first road trip, the night she cried on my shoulder when she got into grad school, the way she used to hold me and whisper, "I can't imagine my life without you." And now, she's living a life I wasn't even allowed to know about. I woke up the next morning and realized I hadn't cried. I wasn't angry anymore, I was just numb, completely hollow. It's a strange feeling when someone you trusted with your entire heart betrays you. It's not like the movies where you scream and throw things. It's quieter than that. It's like your entire body just shuts down. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized I needed answers. I couldn't just let this go. I needed to understand why. Why pretend for so long? Why keep calling me every night if she was done with me? So I called her again. And this time I asked the hard questions. Did you ever love me? Or was it all just convenient? She hesitated, then said, "I did love you. I just stopped. Like love was some faucet she could turn off whenever she felt like it. I'm not sure I've ever felt so small in my life. After that call, I sat in my apartment for hours, staring at the wall, trying to process everything. I kept thinking about the last 6 years. Were they real? Was any of it real? Or had I just been living in some carefully constructed illusion? I looked at photos of us, smiling, laughing, wrapped around each other like we were untouchable. But now every picture felt like a lie. I even looked at the cat, sitting on my couch, and wondered if she ever thought of him. Did she care? Or was he just another piece of the life she'd thrown away? I decided to dig deeper, Something inside me needed to know everything. I scrolled back through our old messages, looking for any hint, any sign I'd missed. And that's when I saw it. Tiny cracks I hadn't noticed before. Little excuses about why she couldn't video chat some nights. Weird pauses when I asked about her day. Pictures she posted online where someone else was clearly taking the photo. Pictures I never questioned. She said those were her hints. But they weren't hints. They were lies. Carefully crafted, practiced lies. The more I thought about it, the angrier I got. She didn't just cheat. She let me love her while she built an entirely different life. Like I was some backup plan she could keep on the side. I thought about January when she first moved in with this guy. I remembered our video calls during that time. She'd be lying in bed, smiling at me, saying things like, "I miss you so much. I can't wait to see you." And the whole time, another man was in that apartment. Maybe even in the next room. The thought made me sick. I confronted her again. I wanted the truth, the real truth. "Did you sleep with him while we were still together?" I asked. She hesitated, then said, "Yes, but it didn't mean anything. Didn't mean anything." How do you spend years building a life with someone and then just casually admit that sleeping with someone else didn't mean anything? I asked her why she kept video chatting me every day, why she kept answering my calls if she was done. She said, "I didn't want to hurt you. I thought you'd eventually move on." Move on? How was I supposed to move on from a relationship I didn't even know was over? Then came the kicker. She told me the guy she's living with knows all about me. He knows I exist. He knows I was still in the picture for months while they were together. "Does he know you're still technically with me?" I asked. She didn't answer. And then I realized, maybe she wasn't even honest with him either. Maybe I wasn't the only one she was lying to. That's when I found out something I still can't wrap my head around. The guy she's with already has a girlfriend. He's in a relationship. So she's just waiting for him to leave his girlfriend for her. Do you know how insane that sounded to me? She threw away 6 years with me. 6 years of trust, history, love, just to be with a guy who's cheating on his girlfriend. What does that even say about who she's become? I tried to reason with her one last time. I told her she could have just told me the truth, that I would have understood if she'd fallen out of love, if long distance was too hard. We could have ended things with some dignity. But she chose deception. She chose to hide it all and keep me in the dark. That night, I felt something break inside me. It wasn't anger anymore. It wasn't even heartbreak. It was something colder, like the part of me that loved her had finally died. The next morning, I got a message from her. "I hope you're not too mad at me. I didn't mean for it to happen like this." I stared at the text for a long time, my fingers trembling over the keyboard. I wanted to reply with every hateful thing I could think of. I wanted to tell her how she ruined me, how I'd never trust anyone again. But all I wrote was, "I hope he's worth it." She didn't respond. For days after that, I couldn't eat. I couldn't focus on work. I kept replaying everything in my head, wondering what I did wrong. Was I not enough? Was I too far away? Too busy? But then I realized, no, this wasn't about me. This was about her, about the choices she made. And that realization didn't make it hurt any less. The days that followed felt like walking through fog. I'd wake up, go through the motions of my life, but it all felt empty. Food tasted like nothing. Music, our music, was unbearable to listen to. I'd hear the first few notes of a song we used to dance to in the kitchen, and my chest would tighten like someone was squeezing the air out of me. I stopped sleeping. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her face. Not the girl I loved, but the girl who lied to me, the girl who laughed while holding another man's hand behind my back. One night, I opened her Instagram profile. I don't know why I did it. I guess I wanted to feel something, even if it was pain. She'd posted a new picture. It was one of those fake, happy selfies. She looked untouched, like she hadn't just destroyed 6 years of love. I stared at that picture for a long time. My hands shook with anger. I wanted to comment something, anything, to expose her, to let the world know who she really was. But I couldn't. Because what would it change? It wouldn't bring back the person I thought she was. That girl was gone. A part of me wanted answers, so I messaged a friend we used to hang out with, a mutual friend. "Did you know?" I asked. There was a long pause before they replied. I didn't want to get involved, but yeah, I knew something was going on. That shattered me all over again. People knew. People saw what I couldn't see. I was the last to know. I thought about all the times she called me late at night, whispering, "I love you. I can't wait to see you again." Was he there? Was he listening? Did she hang up with me and then roll over to him? That thought alone made me physically sick. The worst part wasn't even losing her. It was realizing that the girl I loved, the girl who cried when we said goodbye at airports, who sent me little love notes on my lunch breaks, who once told me, "You're my forever," she didn't exist anymore. She'd been replaced by someone I didn't recognize. I don't know when I'll stop feeling this. Some days I think I'm okay. Other days I feel like I'm drowning all over again. People tell me to move on. They say, "She wasn't the one. Be glad you found out." But how do you move on from a ghost? How do you let go of someone who still lives in every corner of your mind? I started writing this story because I couldn't hold it inside anymore. Because I need closure, and maybe writing is the only way I'll ever get it. I don't want revenge. I don't even want her back. I just want to feel like myself again. The truth is, I don't even hate her. I wish I did. Hatred would be easier than this emptiness. I think I'll always love the version of her I met 6 years ago. The girl who smiled at me in that coffee shop and made me believe in something real. But that girl is gone, and I have to accept that. I still have our cat. He curls up beside me every night like he knows I'm broken. Maybe, in some way, he's my last piece of her. But even that feels complicated now. Sometimes, when I lie awake at 3 a.m., I wonder if she ever thinks about me, if she ever feels guilty, or if she's too busy building a new life with him to care. And maybe I'll never get the answers I want. Maybe this is one of those scars you just have to live with. If you're reading this and you've been cheated on, I want you to know something. You're not crazy. You're not weak. And this pain, it won't last forever. I don't believe that yet, but I have to hope it's true. I don't know what comes next for me. Maybe one day I'll meet someone who reminds me what it feels like to trust. Maybe I'll just focus on myself for a while. All I know is that I survived this. And for now, that's enough. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If this story kept you hooked, leave a like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. It means the world to me. Wishing you an amazing day filled with only honest and kind people. See you in the next video.